Hello, welcome to Ministry in Motion, where we highlight innovative stories of faith and action in communities around the world and next door. Today, we witness a powerful act of reparative justice. The Presbytery of San Gabriel has returned land once used as the La Casa de San Gabriel Community Center to the San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians. This is the first land-back transfer in California by a church to an established tribal government, and the first of its kind in Los Angeles County. It is more than a return of land. It is a step toward healing, justice, and renewed community. Let's take a closer look at this historic moment.
In our native language, we say Equishem, which means we are here. In Los Angeles, it is so hard to believe that one time this was Indian country. It's so hard to believe that above the concrete, that people lived well and in balance off of the land, lived in villages, lived in community.
Our tribe, as I said, we're the Gabrieleno San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians. We are the direct lineal descendants of the ancestry that built the San Gabriel Mission over 55 years ago. And we are the original tribe of what's considered in this territorial area is called the San Gabriel Valley. And we are the tribe of the San Gabriel Valley of the Los Angeles Basin. What's happening this weekend is a very historical moment for us, for our tribe, the deeding of this property to our tribe from the Presbytery. It's historical, it's honorable, and it's something that I'm very proud of for myself, for my tribe, for my ancestors who are no longer here with us, but that contributed to the everyday activity of here La Casa Community Center.
When the community center that's been using the property for all these years said that they needed to close their doors, and what are you going to do with the property? I would normally go to COM if it was a congregation that was closing down, but it wasn't a congregation that was closing. And so I went to Justice, Peacemaking, and Mission and said, well, La Casa de San Gabriel is a mission. They were a mission partner of the Presbytery, so now that they're not going to continue, what should we do with the property? And, you know, we talked about different things and different ideas. And later on, Mona sends me this very humble, like one-line email saying, do you think that maybe we could consider a land back? And as soon as I read that, it was like the heavens opened up, everything became clear.
So Wendy and I spoke on the phone, and I was explaining to her why it would be so important because of the actual physical location, geography of the location of the space. And from there, as Wendy says so eloquently, it was a series of people saying yes, that people were able to get their head around this and say, yes, I want to be a part of this, and yes, this is the right thing to do. It's amazing to see what God can do and see God's hand in the amazing work that's happening and that happened to get us here.
One of the challenges when you're talking about reparative justice is, you know, like every time we had the conversation, it felt like the ocean got bigger and deeper. And it felt more and more we felt more and more helpless to do anything. Sometimes it would be extremely difficult. You know, we wouldn't get the language right. There were different perspectives. I guess what I would say is it made the ground a little more fertile or a little bit more receptive for when the moment happened. You know, we didn't create the moment, but we were able to recognize when the opportunity arose.
We've been here since time immemorial, our tribe was used for forced labor. We endured a lot of suffering at the hands of 3 different governments, the Spanish, the Mexican, and the American government, where they took our land, they took our freedom, and they took our lives. So we are that history. People don't like to talk about that history, but it's here, it's reality, and there's no way out of it. And so this is why I say in the memory of my ancestors, because their story needs to be told. They're no longer with us, so it's up to us, the today, present day living descendants, to continue that history, that legacy of our tribe.
Something that I think people think is that we're a very urban tribe, and we are, but that urbanness was placed upon us. We didn't choose to be in an urban space. And so for me, the part that's really special is that because we have been so heavily colonized, we have not had that access to grow and gather our own plants the way that we should be able to. And so we'll be able to do that here in a highly urban space, to give an example that the land returns and heals no matter what's been done to it before.
I always think that, the work that we do is generational work. And I know that our ancestors are so happy with the fact of their connection to La Casa, and that, my grandmother cooked enchiladas on this kitchen stove to raise money for La Casa, and to know that we have a generational connection to the past, and also as a mom to know that my daughter is going to have this space to use and to share her culture with her children is something that just brings me to tears.
Thank you.